On this course we are going to use a basic calculator that it's freely available from the course platform. Let's go to calculate some basic examples using that calculator. The calculator's interface is nicely simplified, but it includes all the necessary basic features. Let's see how to perform some calculations with it. 4 times 9. Here, you can navigate to the multiplication sign with the mouse, and the calculations will appear on the bottom row while the answer shows up on the top row. If you need to correct something, this button removes one character at a time, and pressing the AC button once clears the bottom row, while pressing it again also clears the top row. Next, we'll do a division, find the division symbol, correct the denominator, and the answer will appear on the top row. Then we have 5 raised to the power of 2, which we get from here. Next, 5 to the power of 3. You can get the power of 3 by selecting the power symbol and adding the desired exponent manually. Then the square root of 9. Pi is obtained from here. E represents the Napier's constant, which is accessed here. Next, the sine function. In the sine function, the degree symbol is not written on the calculator, but the parentheses must be included. This differs from how it's written with pen and paper, where you don't include parentheses, but with a calculator, you must. When you press sine, the first parenthesis automatically appears, and you must add the closing parenthesis manually without adding the degree symbol. This calculator automatically assumes degrees, so you don't need to worry about that. Then cosine of 60, so select the cosine function, enter 60, and close the parenthesis. Again, no degree symbol. Then tangent of 35.1 and close the parenthesis. Sometimes trigonometric functions are also used in calculations. For example, if we have a number in the numerator, we select the division symbol and sine. The angle for the sine function is 76.9. In this calculator, the decimal separator is a dot, not a comma. What about arc functions? They are, for example, arcsine, which is the inverse function of sine. You might find a button for this on the calculator. The more common notation is sine minus 1. So select that and enter 2 and 3. Similarly, cosine minus 1 can be found here. Enter the correct division calculation and close the parenthesis. We'll probably get tan minus 1, and indeed we do, with 15 divided by 6 in parentheses. Two raised to the power of 5. The power symbol is here when the exponent is something other than 2. If we have a negative base number, we need to use parentheses. It's also a good idea to put the exponent in parentheses. Generally, when using negative numbers in calculations, it's best to always enclose them in parentheses to ensure the calculation is done correctly. Logarithms can be calculated with these two buttons. This log is the base 10 logarithm. There are different ways to write it, but they all mean the same thing. The most illustrative way to indicate the base of the logarithm is shown here. These methods are also used, but parentheses are absolutely necessary when using a calculator. The bottom option is used when writing calculations by hand. Logarithmic calculations might look like this. There's a coefficient and a logarithm with a division inside. Finally, the natural logarithm. The natural logarithm is found here. It's also a common logarithm that's used frequently.
Now that we are familiar with the calculator, next let's go to see how to use the parentheses correctly.